Hello everybody, hope you are good. So last week I went to Belgium, the land of chocolate and beer, and I went to visit some friends and I had a really good time, so of course I had to vlog for you guys. So I started my journey in London, where I took the Eurostar from London to Brussels, where my friends picked me up. I had a great catch up with them. I hadn't seen them in over a year and a half, so it was really good to see them again. Now, one of the places we visited in Belgium was this town called Bruges. Bruges is this lovely, quaint town, and it's got lovely cobbled streets and cute canals, and it's often compared to places like Amsterdam and Venice. I loved walking through the streets. I felt like I was transported back to medieval times with the horses and the buggies and the architecture. It was just beautiful. It's in my head, darling, I hope that you'll be here when I need you the most. So don't let me down. Don't let me down. Don't let me down. Don't let me down, down, down. Don't let me down, down, down. Bruges definitely lived up to the Belgian stereotype of having lots of beer. We found so many beer places and there were so many shops everywhere. I was just amazed at how many different types of beer there were. And my friend one night even organized a beer tasting for me, and we tried lots of different types of beer. Through that, I found that I have a love of wheat beer. I think I like it because it's not too strong, because beer a lot of the time is just a bit too strong in taste for me, but wheat beer has that beer kind of taste, but it's not too much. There were also lots of chocolate shops and sweet shops, and it was really interesting to see how creative owners got with their designs. We saw chocolate beer, chocolate medicine, chocolate animals. It was pretty cool. Wow, guys, look at this. Like, there is a chocolate-shaped penis. It's so graphic. That's too much for my eyes. Okay, so it's dinner time now, and we are having a traditional Belgian meal. This is mussels and Belgian fries. The next day, we visited the capital city of Brussels. Now, to be honest with you, I didn't really know too much about Brussels, besides the fact that it's the capital of the European Union, so I was pretty excited to see what the city had to offer. We took the train to the center of the city, where again we were met with majestic buildings and a really nice buzz. Famous attraction in Brussels was a statue called Mannequin Piss, which is literally a boy peeing into a fountain. Why is this famous? Well, legend states that enemies put gunpowder under the city of Brussels, and this boy saw a burning fuse. So, to put it out, he literally peed on it. The town hailed him a hero. He saved the city. So, they made a statue of him in his likeness as a thank you. Now, to be honest with you, it was kind of a disappointment. The statue is really small and it's definitely not worth the hype of all the people surrounding it. We then headed to the European quarter of the capital, which is where important buildings like the European Commission and Parliament are located. We checked out a museum about the history of the EU, which was quite interesting because we got to see the history from when the EU was first created after World War II to the latest developments with Brexit. Visited the European Parliament, which I found really interesting. I learned some things I didn't know before. For example, that representatives of the different countries sit in order of their political affiliation and not their nationality. I also learned that representatives must speak in their local language, and this is then translated by a team of people in the black booths, and each of the booths represents a different language. So this translation is then transmitted to the representatives so that everybody can understand what's going on in the meetings. Just came out of the European Parliament, and it was so cool to actually see the Parliament in person, because you see it on TV, and me and my friend Mika, we were saying that we immediately felt like stressed when we went inside. Like, we felt like we were in the Parliament, like whilst like a session was going on. And it's amazing to just think that's where like all the decisions about Europe get made. And it's just interesting in terms of leaving the EU, like Brexit, to imagine arguments and debates and negotiations being made in that building. After this, it was time to head back to the UK. I had a really awesome time in Belgium. As well as the cities I showed you, we also visited Antwerp and Liège, and these cities also have amazing infrastructure and a really nice buzz. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, don't be shy. Please give me a like, give me a comment, and even subscribe. See you next time!